Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Brev back with the much asked for updated positional tier list. It is July 6th of 2020. You can follow me on Twitch at Brev if you want to catch a live stream. Twitter is at MLB, and if you're watching this somewhere other than YouTube, my YouTube is MLB The Show. If you guys could please drop a like on this video, that would help me out a ton as well, and subscribe if you're new to my content. So I just want to get a couple things out of the way in the beginning. We've had a ton of recent content drops, those being Stage 3 Team Affinity, Home Run Derby cards, and the new World Series rewards today. I have not had an opportunity to get many reps with the face of the franchise guys, so where they're rated is kind of just how I look at the card on paper, whereas a lot of the other cards I have used. Just wanted to put that out there. I just haven't had enough time to use them yet. It is very fresh content. Additionally, these are just my subjective opinions. The only reason I make these videos is because you guys asked me to make these videos. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. These are just my opinions. And I also want to mention that the differences between tiers and also in individual tiers, the differences with a lot of these cards are very marginal. There's not a whole lot of difference between a lot of these cards. I'm just ranking them in order because you guys asked me, like, what's the top 3 at this position or whatever. But if you've been following my Stub Stipend series at all, you know you can definitely go to town and rank seasons with a lot of the guys that are ranked Tier 1B, Tier 1C, even Tier 2. Just because a guy is 1A and a guy is 1B doesn't mean I think the guy in 1B is trash at all. If it's a Tier 1 card, I think he is more than usable in ranked seasons. So a lot of people took it that way. If a guy was in 1C, they thought I was saying the card was bad. It's not at all the case. If it's in Tier 1, I think the card is usable in ranked seasons for sure. So with that being said, let's dive into it with catcher. One more thing is that these are primary positions only. That's the easiest way for me to rank these cards. Except in this video, I made the exception for catcher because I think Tier 1A was incomplete without 2 secondary position catchers up there. So the best pure catcher in the game right now, in my opinion, is 96 Matt Wieters. Switch hitter, over 80 power versus both sides. The contact versus right is a little bit of an issue, but he brings the switch hitting 80 power to the table along with probably the best defensive catcher in the game. 99 arm is the real deal, especially with people getting a lot of speed in their lineups with Stage 3 Team Affinity. So Matt Wieters really real deal. Never thought I would live long enough to see a Matt Wieters card as the best catcher in the game, but cheers to content this year. It's been amazing. Second best, Pablo Sandoval, again switch hitter, plays pretty good defense, and then 99 Craig Biggio. Tier 1B for catcher, we got Joe Torre at the top, and I should again mention that these are actually ranked in order within the individual's tiers. So if you look at Tier 1A, I think Wieters is 1, Sandoval is 2, Biggio is 3, just to get that out of the way. Joe Torre starting off Tier 1B, 87 Joey Bart, just an amazing card. I can safely say he has played better for me than 99 Buster Posey up to this point, which is why he's higher. And then Salvi and Kendall, some new cards down at the bottom. Tier 1C, just some budget options. Santana at the top because he's really good at hitting, but horrible defense. Anyway, I think you guys watch these videos mostly for Tier 1A, 1B, and there's so many new cards in the game. You'll see when we get to Outfield starting pitching, there's just literally so many cards. So past Tier 1B, 1C, I'm probably not going to spend much time on it, just so you guys know. Moving on to first base, I still think 99 Eric Thames is the best first baseman in the game. A lot of these cards are the same archetype, insane hitters, poor defense, which is good because I don't think defense at first base and also third base, as we'll see, is highly important on this game. You tend to get typically the same animations regardless of defense at the corner infield positions. So I think Thames is the best. Close second is David Ortiz. Close third, Jim Thome. And then the new Home Run Derby, Pete Alonso. Don't sleep on that card. Maxed out power versus both sides, and Pete Alonso has a really good swing on this game. Leading off Tier 1B, some people might disagree with me putting Cody Bellinger here. Keep in mind, Cody Bellinger, prestiged, has diamond defense in the outfield, so keep that in mind for later. But like I said, I value hitting more than defense at first base, so that's why Bellinger is 1B. Once again, if a card is not in Tier 1A, I am not saying that card is trash. There were a lot of comments assuming that in the last video, so I just want to keep reiterating that. Then we got Bagwell, McGriff, and Mattingly, some Stage 3 releases. And then Tier 1C, Paul Konerko and the Home Run Derby, Tino Martinez. Also, it's deleted. I just am realizing this now, but at the bottom of Tier 1A, under Pete Alonso, should be 93 Jason Giambi from the Home Run Derby. That card looks insane to me, just a better version of his 92, and Giambi has one of the best swings in the game. So, sorry for leaving him out, but the 5th card in Tier 1A should be 93 Giambi from the Home Run Derby. Here are some other options for first base. You can go ahead and take a quick look at these, but I'm going to move on. You can always go back and pause the video. Second base. Best second baseman in the game, in my opinion right now, is the Home Run Derby Robinson Cano. Gold defense at second, just completely absurd power stats. Left-handed, great swing. Everything you could want in a second baseman. That's what 97 Robbie Cano brings to the table. Super sick card. Second is 94 Daniel Murphy. I think that card is highly slept on. One of the best bang for your buck cards in terms of stubs in the game right now. I do, in my opinion, think he is the second best second baseman in the game right now. 94 Ben Zobrist in third, and 99 Craig Biggio in fourth, this time for second base, not for catcher. Top of Tier 1B, we got Sandberg. I really still like Brian Roberts a lot, and the free Jackie Robinson, obviously an amazing card. And then Tier 1C, we got Rod Carew, Brujan Madrigal, and MVP Dustin Pedroia. Here are some secondary options for you. Pun intended. Okay, let's move on to third base. I do think 99 Harmon Killebrew is the best third baseman in the game right now. The reason being, his swing has always worked well for me. Once again, these are my opinions, but almost maxed out power versus both sides. Way better contact ratings than he had last year. Vision doesn't matter as much this year. I just think the card is insane. The exit velos are insane. In second place for third baseman and moving up from last tier list is 94 Chipper Jones. The more I use Chipper, the better I think he is. And obviously, if he's prestiged, he gets silver defense at third base, which is obviously an upgrade over the bronze defense. Although, once again, I don't value defense very highly at third base. Third, we got 95 Pablo Sandoval, in love with the card, as you guys know. And then fourth, 99 Jose Ramirez. I was very tempted to put Jose Ramirez lower. The more I use 99 Jose, the worse I think he is. He just swings an absolute noodle versus lefties, but left him in there for now. We'll see how he looks in the next tier list. In Tier 1B, we got Brett, Mike Schmidt. Now would be a good time for me to talk about Mike Schmidt. And also, if you wanted to see my pre-rankings for all 30 Stage 3 Team Affinity releases, that video is in the description below. But the reason I'm not too high on Mike Schmidt, even though he always looks insane on paper, is because I think his swing is horrible. I think Mike Schmidt has one of the worst swings in the game and has for years. It just seems like his good timing swings just don't go anywhere. You almost have to be early to generate exit velo with Mike Schmidt. Again, that's just my opinion, my experience, but that's why I'm not too high on him. I know the card looks insane on paper, but it always seems like I get baited by Mike Schmidt cards every year, so I'm being a little cautious this year. Also, a lot of his overall comes from really good defense, and as I've talked about, I don't value diamond defense at third very highly, so still Tier 1B, still a good card, not top 5 in my opinion. The new 99 Eddie Matthews Signature Series World Series reward that came out today is right in line with Gorman and Jones. If you look at their attributes, they're almost identical, especially with Gorman. So I put Eddie above the other two, but really Matthews, Gorman, Jones, same card. And then sneaky rounding out Tier 1B there is 93 Todd Frazier, just, again, high power, bronze defense. 1C, we got Miggy, Machado, Williams, Boggs. Here are some other options for third base if you are so inclined. Moving on to shortstop. The best shortstop in the game, in my opinion, right now is 99 Ernie Banks. I know 97 Cal Ripken Jr., who's in second place, is the focus of a lot of people right now because he's much cheaper than Ernie Banks. But I think it must be said that Ernie Banks' swing is insanely good, in my opinion, and Cal Ripken Jr.'s swing is very bad, in my opinion. Over the course of using these guys over the course of the last 3 years, pretty much, every time they get a new card, their swing is the same. Cal's swing is not good. I don't like it a lot, but the card on paper is really good. But yeah, Ernie's still number 1, in my opinion. Also in Tier 1, very slept on, I think, is 99 Robin Yount. More of a contact hitter, but he does hit the 80 power threshold versus right, and he does bring diamond defense, diamond fielding to the table, 90 fielding. So very good, underrated stage 3 release there. And then 93 DD, probably my favorite of the Player of the Month cards. Just a great swing. Despite not having the highest fielding attributes, he always seems to get it done for me out there, so I like DD a lot. Shortstop's supposed to say 1B, 1C here instead of 2 and 3, but yeah, I messed this up editing-wise. But just pretend 2 and 3 say 1B, 1C. We got Jazz, we got Correa, Carter Kieboom, Hanley Ramirez, and the new Michael Young. Tier 1C, we got 99 Barry Larkin, 95 Ozzie Smith, and 88 Fernando Tatis Jr. Here are some other options for you. This should say Tier 2, 3, and 4. And now we are going to move on to the insanity that is Outfield. Trying to make sense of an Outfield tier list was a nightmare for this, so hopefully I did my best. There is just literally a completely insane amount of good outfielders in the game right now. It's actually the craziest I've ever seen it, especially for this time of the year. So props to SES for the content yet again. So let's try to make sense of the outfield. I separated 3 in Tier 1A because, in my opinion, the 3 best outfielders in the game right now are 99 Mickey Mantle, 99 Larry Walker, and 98 Eric Davis. If you were to set this up in the outfield, I would have Walker in right, Davis in center, and Mantle in left. Also in Tier 1A, we got 99 George Springer, who's a Prestige XP Path reward, who a lot of people may not have. And then we got Dawson and K-Line. This would be a good time for me to talk about as well. In the outfield, I much prefer amazing defense and pretty good hitting over the other way around. So a lot of my rankings for this outfield put a premium on defense unless I think the guy is worth mentioning. He's just over-the-top stud offensively. So that's why Dawson and K-Line are so high. Prestige Dawson gets diamond defense at any outfield position. Regular Al K-Line gets diamond defense at any outfield position. And they bring some pretty good hitting to the table, so that's why they're so high. 99 Sheffield, 98 King Griffey Jr. Those two fall in line with not very good defense, but over-the-top insane hitting. And then the bottom of Tier 1A, we got 97 Dylan Carlson. Had to be Tier 1A switch hitting, diamond defense if you play him in the left field. So just an insane card. There's so many good outfielders. Tier 1B, you see just a little bit of a drop-off, but still some insane options, obviously. We got 99 Tony Gwynn, 99 Joe Adele, Mike Trout, Jacoby Ellsbury, the Home Run Derby, Aaron Judge, the new World Series reward, Vlad Sr., who could probably be higher, but once again, I'm a little sketched out by the fielding. Dwight Evans, Jay Buhner, Yoenis Cespedes, and then Tier 1C, just a lot of pretty good to probably really good cards. There's just so many outfielders in the game. It's literally insane. And keep in mind, these are ranked in order in terms of tiers. So I think Reggie Jackson is the best Tier 1C outfielder, and so on. Yeah, so if you want the best outfield in the game, it's Mickey, Walker, Davis, in my opinion. If you don't have Mickey, I would put Springer there. If you don't have Springer, I'd put Dawson or K-Line, and down the list. But they're just, you could pick any of the, probably 30 cards that are on the screen right now, and you can make World Series. So, yeah, outfield's insane. Here are some, if you need more than 30 options for the outfield, here are some more choices. A lot of this was cut and pasted down from the last episode because we just had such an influx of outfielders in content in the last month and a half. Seem to have forgotten about this screen again, and there's a new guy on there. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. All right, starting pitching. Again, so many choices. Usually I only put 5 people in Tier 1A because I want it to be known, in my opinion, what the best rotation is. However, I have put 6 there this time, and the reason being is because I have 99 Casey Mize in my top 5, and I understand for a lot of people that spending 300,000 stubs on one starting pitcher is not really an option. So that's why there's 6 there. If you could create the best rotation and stubs weren't an issue, my rotation would be Kluber, Hershiser, Mize, Hamels, and Leiter. If you cannot get your hands on Casey Mize, then I would still stick with Nick Lodolo. I still think Lodolo is really good. Also, Cole Hamels moving up. Again, one of those cards, the more I use him, the better I think he is. Good spot in the meta for lefties right now, better than it has been. and his cutter's just insane. His speed differential is really good, and then same thing with Leiter. But yeah, there's my top 6, I suppose. Very close to Tier 1A, though. I would say Kerry Wood, Dustin May, Spencer Howard. 3 of my favorite pitchers in the game still to use. You see Hal dropping down to 10th there, and then we got Glavine and Felix at the bottom of Tier 1B. And then Tier 1C, a lot of the Stage 3 Team Affinity releases just aren't very appealing. It's sad to see Smoltz down there too, but he's just been getting rocked by everyone from what I've been seeing. So there's some more options for you. But yeah, just to reiterate, in my opinion, the best rotation in the game is Kluber, Hershiser, 99 Mize, Cole Hamels, and Al Leiter. If you can't get Mize, I would put Nick Lodolo in your rotation. Close second, Kerry Wood, Dustin May, Spencer Howard, in that order. If you need more choices, there's a lot of them. Starting pitching is ridiculous. Some guys that kind of got snubbed being down here, I will say that I really enjoy pitching with. Luzardo, Wright, Oswalt are probably my favorite cards on this page. But you should really be picking someone from the first page to be in your rotation at this point. So, finally, moving on to the bullpen. Not a whole lot of updates, but the updates that were added were pretty significant. So, right-handed relief closing pitcher. Want it to be known that Mariano Rivera and Rob Dibble are in a class of their own. That's why there's spaces between them and Raleigh Fingers and Tom Hinkie. Just insane cards. If you don't have these two in your bullpen, you need to get them ASAP. They're just better than everyone else is from a right-handed closing pitcher standpoint. Rivera, for obvious reasons. Rob Dibble we talked about before, where it's kind of just a coin flip. His speed differential between outlier fastball and cutter is just absurd. You pretty much just have to guess as a hitter on Legend, and on Hall of Fame it's kind of like guesswork too. The next two guys in Tier 1, Raleigh Fingers, I put Tom Hinkie here. I think this is probably about where he'll end up, bottom of Tier 1. We'll see if he's better than Gagne and Nen. I imagine he will be. So haven't used Hinkie yet, but that's kind of where I'm estimating him to be at. Tier 2, Gagne, Nen, Eckersley, Rodney, and the new Goose Gossage. Tier 3, you can look at those guys. Moving on to left-handed relief closing pitcher, we got 97 Chapman, who was released. I think he's the best left-handed closing pitcher in the game. Again, there's a gap between him and everyone else. For lefties, I still like Billy Wagner as my next go-to lefty. And John Franco actually moving up, another one of those cards who the more I use him, the better he seems to get. And it seems like people haven't been getting a lot of reps against John Franco at the plate, because every time I bring him in, even if I'm playing someone that's taken good hacks all game, it just seems like they're a little lost for a couple at bats. I don't know what it is, if he's kind of just like a forgotten card that not a lot of people use anymore, but having a lot of success with John Franco recently. I also think finesse pitchers may be getting an uptick in the meta, because so many pitchers, specifically out of the bullpen these days, are just fireballers. So facing a finesse pitcher is maybe something people aren't doing a lot of, and maybe that's why I'm having success with John Franco. Still in Tier 1 is Live Series Chapman. Not that much worse than 97 Chapman. Okay, he's pretty significantly worse, but not as much as you would think, because regular Chapman, Live Series Chapman, still has the speed differential between 2-seam and 4-seam of about 8 miles an hour that 97 Chapman does not have, because 97 Chapman's 2-seam and sinker are much faster. So still brings something to the table. If you can't afford Chapman, I think you should really try to save up and buy him, but if you need to play games along the way, then Live Series Chapman is serviceable. Tier 2, at the top of the list, we got Jake McGee, then Zach Britton, then the new Jose Alvarado, and then Tier 3, just some budget options there. Although Andrew Miller's not really a budget option, but some other options for you guys. So that's going to wrap it up for the tier list. I tried to make it a little quicker this time. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer questions, this guy or this guy, or if I miss someone that you're interested in hearing my opinion about, I'll do my best to answer that. Again, one more time reiterating, these are my opinions. If a guy's in Tier 1C, I don't think he's a bad card. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Hopefully this helps you guys make some decisions about your lineup. Again, we'll be trying to update this yet again in a month. Sorry this took about a month and a half from the last one, but there was a lot of content that I wanted to drop before I made the video. So hopefully this suffices for you guys. As always, I appreciate the support so much that you guys have given me this year. The amount of growth I've seen this year is just crazy. Hopefully we can keep it going. Thank you for all the views and clicks and likes and comments you guys have given me along the way this year. I am very much appreciative. So thank you so much. Yeah, enjoy your ranked seasons grind. Hopefully this video will give you some upgrades, some new guys to try out. Take care, everyone. I love you guys so much. See you in the next video.